you YouTubers, this is a video that is long overdue from one of the very first mods that I ever did. This is a sharp shot, and it's a really cool little dart tag blaster with a lot of potential. It really has a lot of potential. And I wanted one with a blue trigger because they have a slightly stronger spring in them, but since I ended up replacing the spring, it really didn't matter, and I was a little conscious of my budget, so I got the standard version, and in all cases, almost all cases, this looks completely stock. But it is not. I modified this, spent a lot of time on it, and I'll post a link in the description and at the end of this video to the mod guide where I take this apart and show you all the things that I changed. Until that time, here you can see it looks almost exactly the same, except for a couple of things if you're really familiar with this blaster. First of all, it has a 4 on the side, and that 4 is there to tell you how many shots this is supposed to hold. 1 in the barrel, and 3 over here in this little dart holder. Well, I added another thing. You can see almost seamlessly I integrated the dart holder from a Raider. I think Raiders are great part guns. They've got a lot of nice shapes on them, a lot of open piece plate, open space on the sides and inside for you to take what you need and tinker with and put into other things. You know, flat panels, round parts, what have you. And nowadays they aren't good for a whole lot because we've got the Rampage. So I think Raiders are great parts guns, and I took this dart holder out of there and as carefully as I could integrated it almost seamlessly into the bottom of the handle. I just thought that made sense. So this now holds 5 shots, and you know, I've got a good use of this space. Couple of things I modified just to take this blaster and improve it, all of its existing functions. In addition to putting this dart holder here, I also filled as much of the space in the handle as I could with hot glue and stainless steel BBs, large ones. So it's got a it fits in the hand really nice. It's got good balance, good heft to it, and it feels very solid. Additionally, well, I'll go through the powertrain quick. I removed the air restrictor. I removed the dart post, so this can be used with any kind of dart. It can be used with the slug. It can also be used with stock streamlines, although I'm willing to bet it would vastly overpower them. So there's that. I'll put this Elite back in here. I removed the dart post, removed the air restrictor. The original spring was fairly powerful, 3 kilograms, and it's a big reverse plunger system in here. I replaced that with a 6 kilogram spring from Orange Modworks, and this is very loud and it is very powerful. It's got some nice ranges to it. I also padded the plunger tube with some reverse plunger padding from Nerf Nerd. Really good stuff they make. And let's see here, it's been a while. I also added a second spring to the catch, so it's got 2 catch springs. And I also reinforced the plastic wall that the catch sits against, because this has got 6 kilograms of force acting on the plunger when it's racked back. And there's just a thin little plastic wall holding the like this, holding the catch from going forward. And I heard from someone that had built one of these with a 6 kilogram spring that eventually that wall broke. So I reinforced that heavily, and you'll see that on the mod video. And that's it basically as far as function goes. I haven't rebarreled it, and you can see from when you pull the dart out, the only part of this dart that really has a seal is from my fingers back. That's where it narrows. I know some people have rebarreled these with brass, but I haven't actually found darts to fit very well into the brass that people suggest they do. I don't get good dart seal at all. So either it's too much or it's just not enough. So the other functional thing I did was when I got this blaster, let me grab my darts here from behind the camera. When I got this blaster, another glaring design flaw that I rectified was the fact that the darts that went to the holders stuck out about this far. I thought that was absolute crap, because you try to holster this in a pocket or just about any, you do much of anything with it, and these darts are exposed and can be damaged. Same thing with streamlines and elite streamlines. They stuck out like that, and they're just asking to be hurt. So there's a plastic wall behind the start holder that keeps the darts from sliding all the way in. I drilled 3 holes in that, and then put, in order to keep streamlines from going all the way through, I took a piece of foam and wedged that back in there behind it to keep them from going all the way in. So now, darts comfortably, of all types, seat all the way back without being lost into the insides of the blaster. And I just find that much more practical and much better looking, for that matter. So I think that's all I did for mods on this. I don't have a camera person right now, so I will try to take this out into the hall, show you a quick firing segment with all the different types of darts that I can get my hands on, and that'll be that. Alrighty, so I'm out here to do the firing demo of my sharp shot. Now, something I like about this blaster is that it is holsterable, but it kind of wiggles around in a cargo pocket. It actually fits into my front pocket fairly well, and actually is somewhat concealed. If I had a jacket on, you probably wouldn't notice this, so during a game of assassination, this could be a definite go-to. I've got several different kinds of darts in my pocket, and I'm going to show you the way this accepts darts all the way back in like this. Alright? And that's, of course, because of the modified dart holder I already did. It also takes this extra dart in the handle. Now, I really don't want to bother with trying to modify the 4 on here. I mean, I don't have the tools or the skills or the patience to do that, but it does in fact hold 5. Now, with this 2-time strength spring, the Swarmfire Sharp Shot spring, it's not Swarmfire. Anyway, with this 6 kilogram spring, this thing is a rocket. So I'm going to prime it, and it's a very heavy draw. I'm going to put in some elite darts. Always put the air hole or whistle hole on top. It's nice and loud, good velocity. I'm actually getting a little better performance than that hammer shot that I've got, that I'm very fond of. And it is just very, very potent. A lot of velocity, a lot of range, also thanks to this forward sight. It's pretty easy to aim. Now we'll put this tagger, or not, this isn't a tagger, this is a suction. And this elite dart, again, I can't lose these darts in here because they sit all the way down rather than forward. They won't, and because I put that block in, they won't fall through. And that will be in the mod guide, the how-to video, down in the description, as well as at the end of the video you find the link. The other nice thing about these darts being sunk in like this is the fact that I can put this into my pocket, and the darts, the foam isn't being bent over. They're safe down there, whereas I didn't like carrying this in my pocket before because the darts are out like that and they get bent over. So I'll put one more shot out with an elite dart. The tagger, or not tagger, sorry, the suction right out of the handle, and the whiteout whistler. I find these tend to be the best performing darts, the whistler darts with this particular blaster. They whistle, they fly straight because of all the extra mass up at the front, and I just think they're the ideal dart for this blaster. And now, the only thing left about this is I need to paint it at some point. I can keep it stock, but I would like to paint it. So this is where I want your input. If you have any ideas on how I could paint this, please put them in the comments down below. I have thought of doing it, painting it up to look like a Covenant style weapon, maybe a plasma pistol, put a couple of green LEDs up here. I've thought of doing it in the whiteout theme, and actually that is my favorite so far, like this, and just do the whole thing over in orange, white, and gray, and use the circles already engraved. I saw I saw another Nerfer, Mike Lovejoy, I forget the name of his blog, but I've seen him do a whiteout theme on this. If you have any other thoughts on how you think I should paint this up, please, by all means, let me know. And that is my modified sharp shot. Thank you very much, and keep your stick on the ice.